Welcoming Aniyia Williams to the podium.
Thank you, Chancellor Hilkirk, other esteemed members of the platform party, and each of you here today. It's truly an honor to be here. Someone told me you guys are supposed to get some diplomas today. Good luck with that. And welcome to the Cool Club. I'm proud to say that I attended the Berks campus my freshman year and stayed in the dorms just back that way. I graduated from Penn State in 2007 with honors and a music degree, but for a minute there, I remember that things were a little dicey in the end. I mean, I had a good GPA. I had traveled to Italy and back to do my thesis, and I was already planning to apply for a Fulbright fellowship, but there was this little thing that held everything in the balance: the piano proficiency. You see, to graduate with a BA in music at any university, you still need to pass a piano proficiency. And despite 3 years of me taking piano classes at University Park, I still sucked at it. I mean, it was the wake up in the middle of the night with cold sweats, you know, the show up in a classroom with just your underwear on nightmares, getting ready for this piano proficiency. I practiced my fingers off for weeks, and I still bombed it. I cried for 2 days, worried that I was going to fail. And it all worked out in the end, but let's just say that I know there's a lot that goes into securing that little piece of paper. So congratulations to each of you. It's a major achievement, an amazing milestone. But I do have some news for you. The learning doesn't stop here. And I'm sorry if I'm the bearer of bad news today, but maybe you already know this. There are the obvious ways that this is true, like knowing that we now live in the age of information, machines in our pockets, robots, drones, and artificial intelligence. Maybe you already know that today employers increasingly depend on knowledge workers, as in, people who can do non-routine jobs that require you to make intellectual decisions and judgments every day. Your degree will help with that. Anything can change at any time in any industry. Many of you have already seen examples of that. Just ask Blockbuster, Kodak, Borders bookstores, or Toys R Us. Giants rise and giants fall. So you have to make sure that you're always learning new skills and looking for new opportunities. Your future of employability and making money depends on it. But let's not talk about that today. I live in Silicon Valley, and so, we're in the land of cutting edge this and cutting edge that. And today, I actually want to talk to you about the greatest thing that you can learn, the hottest subject that'll keep you on top of your game. Your best chance at success really depends on this, but it's not in a syllabus, it's not in a book, and it's not on YouTube, although actually it might be on YouTube. The greatest subject that you can learn about is yourself. If you remember nothing I say today, remember this, that the key to everything in life is you. Let me tell you how I came to this important truth. A little more than a year ago, I was on the brink of burnout. Actually, I was burnt out. I had put every bit of my life force into building a tech company that manufactures electronic jewelry. And in fact, I'm proud to say that as of this week, the USPTO has finally issued our patent, and I am officially a US inventor. But thank you. But it was a long, hard path. Startup life is often marked by many, many days of crisis. And back then, I had just come through the difficult process of manufacturing our audio necklace, shipping it to our first customers at Christmas time, which, pro tip, if you ever end up manufacturing a product and shipping out, never ship a brand new product at Christmas time. Flying back and forth to China, and oh yeah, that's right, having a baby that at the time had just started to walk. And at the time, I was trying to put all of these pieces of my life back together. I learned more about myself than I could have ever imagined during that process, because I really began to look inward. My mom gave me a book last year called Getting the Love That You Want by Harville Hendrix. It's a book for married couples, but it's also so much more than that. It left an indelible impression on me and my sense of self. At a time when it felt like I was falling apart, drowning in things on my to-do list, and feeling like I had unintentionally distanced myself from the people I love most. It taught me that the secret to a fulfilling love life, a successful career, and to making my time on earth feel like it was genuinely worthwhile is predicated on my willingness to learn, grow, and change. When I first met my husband 10 years ago, he had the following quote in his email signature: "Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it." These are the words of Charles Swindoll, and I don't usually go around quoting evangelical pastors often, but on this point, he and I can certainly agree. We don't often want to accept the responsibility of doing what it takes to get what we want or what we need, expecting that someone will come and save us, or that the solution is something we can buy in a store or on Amazon.com. In a world where we're always on and expectations of productivity are through the roof, it can seem like too much to add even the smallest action, responsibility, or concern to an already overflowing plate. But we must make the space to take care of ourselves, to rely on ourselves, and to understand ourselves. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. As humans, we often project onto the world what is actually happening within. It's easy to take our sources of happiness, and more importantly, our sources of frustration, and believe that any number of things out of our control are keeping us from the promised land to which we're trying to go. I'm telling you that your and my success and happiness in life are determined by our ability to learn about ourselves and who we are. Know that you have limitless potential and that you are the only thing holding yourselves back. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Comfort is overrated. A hilarious writer, Lavia J, said that in a TED Talk, where she also acknowledged that just being yourself can be a revolutionary act. Put a different way by someone else, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Those words couldn't be more true. We must question why things are the way that they are and challenge ourselves to be a part of the change. We must hone our ability to see ourselves clearly, understand who we are, how others see us, and how we fit into this world. And beyond that, we must take the necessary steps to continuously improve. Dig into the dissonance, dig into the fear. When I was in labor with my daughter at home, things ramped up pretty quickly. And let's just suffice it to say that I didn't make it to the hospital in time, and the ambulance didn't make it to me on time. You can Google it. But when all of this was going down, in my head, the things that I was thinking is that this is happening. This all comes down to me, and hopefully my body knows what to do. And looking back, I now realize that everything that I needed was within. And the same is true for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Aniyia, so much for returning to Penn State Berks and for serving as our keynote speaker today. We wish you the very best. Thank you.